doing? Hope you're going to have an awesome day today. Over here, can you do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe, and while you're at it, go ahead, push that bell for notifications so you can get the scoop of my newest upcoming videos. It's going to be a recap video of Legends of Tomorrow 5, so let's get right into it. So they're in New York right now, and obviously when Ava and Sara are together, let's just say that a lot of people recognize them. And according to this guy, he really wants to kill them. I have no idea why he wants to kill them. They're wanted, but they're not wanted for murder. So B had to use his wind totem and blast the dude out of his own newspaper stand. Okay, other than that, Sara is fine because she has her healing powers, which is sick and stuff. I love it. She has healing powers. Now Hoover is still tied up, this robot, inside Johnny's house, and let's just say that the legends, they know where the scientist is at, but they need a location of how to get to him. But one of them needs to stay behind, the bullet blondes. Reason why is because if they're together, something may happen again. Like, let's just say that NYPD may show up. Other than that, Sara and Gary, well, they're waiting at the train station for the mad scientist, which is, I believe he is Johnny's ancestor, like his grandfather. That's what I believe. So Sara swipes one of his files. That's a time machine file. So it's perfect for them. So they go back to Johnny's house and they basically sit around. I'll get into that. Ashe and Gideon and Spooner are waiting for a ride because they need to go to the Big Apple. But it's going to be kind of difficult getting there. They only have like one day. So meanwhile, while the legends are planning on building this time machine, they figure out that it's going to take them about 5 to 6 years. So there's no bloody way they're going to actually wait that long in 1925 and build that machine. So Sara goes back to the scientist's office and puts back the file so that she could actually, I suppose, use it while the scientist is preoccupied. But she actually sees that the time machine's already created and built. All they need is just one little item, and they believe that they can handle it by themselves. So they're thinking of how should we proceed with this, distract the scientist, the mad scientist. Well, there's only one way of how to do that, and let's just say that it's going to come up with some cunning, and hopefully no one will disturb them, which they actually do get disturbed. So Ashe, Gideon, and Spooner, they need to get to New York right away. They see a race car driver that's going to give them a lift to New York, which is good. So Sara has a plan. She's going to pose as his secretary. When she poses as his secretary, she's going to give him a lot of homework to do. She claims that it's from, I think, like the Senate. Like the Senate wants him to research, look through all of that work. Meanwhile, we're just going to call this the flux capacitor. Gary finally found the missing piece that needs to be put inside the time machine. Meanwhile, Stein and some security officers take away the mad scientist and locks him up in the loony house. So Z and Nate have a conversation, the one that they really needed, where she's living at, in the totem or in Johnny's house. He wants her to live in Johnny's house so he can be a little more closer to her. We'll find out what's going to happen in the next episode, of course. Okay, other than that, well, since the scientist is locked up, they're inside his office and they're using the time machine. They're trying to turn it on, see what will happen. A Time Bureau book, it disappears. Ava then disappears, and then behind Sara, Gary also disappears. So basically, if they ever use it, yeah, it turns out that they'll lose Ava and Gary. So which means that they cannot use the time machine because they need the professor, the scientist. So in order to get him out, well, technically Sara has to break him out of the loony asylum so that he is the one that could turn it on and teleport them all out of 1925. Okay, so once they're inside the asylum, this is where Sara breaks him out and he has to play his role really good as a lunatic in order to break out. So Z is erasing all data memories from Hoover, and she now controls him. Basically, he's, I suppose, a nicer version, so that they could swipe out the time machine files for the mad scientist so he could look it over. But then this Hoover robot, Bosch, gets destroyed. He blows up out of nowhere. Z and Nate actually hide in the office. Meanwhile, yes, he's posing as a lunatic, psycho, crazy person trying to get out of the asylum. And then Stein dies, but Stein is actually a robot too, and now another robot Hoover. Well, let's just say that they have a Wave Rider of their own. I know, it's crazy. It's weird. So, eventually Sara takes the mad scientist back to his own office, and he sees the legends, and he turns on the flux capacitor to the time machine. And once it's back online, Ava and Gary finally return, which is awesome. Alright, they're back. They need to be careful. So, the mad scientist is the only one who knows how to operate the time machine correctly, so they need him as their guide. Meanwhile, Gideon is actually hightailing all the way to New York, all the way to the scientist's office, trying to stop the legends. Because the thing is that in history, this scientist, he uses the time machine, but when he uses the time machine, he doesn't disappear, he dies. So they're trying to stop the legends from using it. Astra casts lightning bolts that blast when the electric antennas and blackouts all of New York City. So Asher and Spooner finally find the legends, so all of them are together now, and they need to leave right now because the Hoover and Stein, they're right behind them. They have the missing piece, which means they could finally get out of 1925. Okay, once they're out in 1925, they end up somewhere else. So it looks like in a jungle area. I'm pretty sure Sara knows where they're at right now, but well, this I guess you could say promo trailer actually clarified a lot of things. So we know where they're at, but we don't know the year though. So I'm gonna try to break this down as much as I can. Okay, you guys ready? It's time for the breakdown. Let's dive right into it. Okay, so here's the Wave Rider. Eventually the legends will get on the Wave Rider, but this is the part where I'm a little confused at. So the mad scientist introduces to Sara and Ava that yes, we have our own Wave Rider. So I guess it's like their own personal Wave Rider Hoover robots, possibly. It's my own opinion on that. In fact, matters. They're trying to gather their marbles together and figure out where exactly they are at. And they eventually do find out. They're in Chernobyl. I know, it's insane. Once they find out they're in Chernobyl, they need to watch out for the guards there. Because, well, technically, in Chernobyl, these guards are no joke. I mean, if you ever played the new Hitman game, well, basically. Alright, I'm not going to talk any further about that. Anyways, so they need to be stealthy, and they need to find a way how to get past these guards and find a way onto the Wave Rider, because I'm pretty sure that these soldiers and the men, I believe Chernobyl is in Russia, right? I gotta do extensive research. So Z, well, apparently they end up finding a calendar, and they're in April. April, sounds familiar. So it looks like they're inside the storage of the Wave Rider, but then we hear a female voice on the intercom that says, "Goodbye, Ava." So this brings me to the fact that I think this is the episode where they find out who's behind the Hoover robots and trying to kill the legends. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are new, subscribe to the channel as always, and yes, of course, I'll see you all in the next video.